Last year, the mayor in his budget and the city council approved $26 million to redo Brighton Boulevard from 28th to 40th, to do curb and gutter, to add a cycle track. A cycle track means that it is on the same level as the sidewalk, and to add 4 lanes of traffic. This is going to be the new investment of Denver. The mayor calls kind of this entire area the corridor of opportunity, along I-7 and I-70 and into North Denver. And Brighton Boulevard is the entryway. This is a real urbanist kind of vision. You'll see people walking. You'll see a lot of pedestrians connecting up and down the corridor. You'll see a lot of bikes, a lot of bikes. You'll see scootering. I mean, multimodal transportation. You'll see buses. This part of the city has not had a sidewalk in 100 years. And, you know, I talked to one of the residents who lived behind Brighton, and I told her, she goes, I hear there are gonna be sidewalks. And I actually showed her the diagram and our investment, and she began to cry. You know, and so you've got to understand these parts of the cities that haven't been invested in for years, it's gonna take a lot of public investment for us to bring about the transformation we wanna see. Brighton is one of those areas where it's just exploding. So there are all types of cool businesses today that are going on. The Source, you know, I tell people when they come to Denver, experience the Source.
The original vision for the Source really was to take advantage of these amazing crafts, food and beverage producers that are from the region, and you know, devoting their lives to crafts that have been overlooked for the last 2 generations. So we had this vision to kind of go find those people and have them get the benefit of collectively being in a building together. We basically left the building as we found it, cleaned it up a little bit, and then put in some new, you know, bright steel stud walls, left the vertical space open, kept it as permeable as possible so that you could feel the expanse of the building, which is really one of its great assets. And then we cut a bunch of big glass garage doors into the front facade just to bring in as much natural light and fresh air as possible. You know, then it had this other life where it was vacant and people were breaking in and, you know, basically putting up graffiti pieces on the walls. So our idea was to keep all of that intact and let the building tell its stories, and then have the new uses almost be an intervention into the structure.
I think being a part of this neighborhood and being a part of the things that have existed here, and also the things that are coming in is really cool, as well as being in the Source with these sort of fellow entrepreneurs and this really incredible concept.
It's obviously a new Denver, but with us owning businesses and other entrepreneurs owning business, we need that new development. We need the growth so we can survive. My parents actually owned the gas station across the street for 12 years and sold it. So this neighborhood, it's crazy to see how it's changed, where people are coming here to eat and shop and hang out and try one of the breweries, and more families are moving here.
Brighton Boulevard is kind of that next expansion of Denver. It's still downtown, but it's still uncharted territory.
The next thing is we're building a second market hall actually directly next door to the Source, and we're building a hotel with it as well. So we'll essentially triple the size of the project. It'll be called the Source Hotel. And the idea is to bring a new component to this idea of culinary, food and beverage, and really giving people access to some of the best things in the region. We can come into an area that was pretty underutilized and hopefully create a real sense of place, invest in the community, and create jobs.
80205 is the fastest gentrifying zip code in the city and 12th in the United States, according to Atlantic Cities magazine. And you know, people need to realize $3 billion of public money is going to be coming into this area. That means that there's probably going to be you know, that equivalent in private investment. So this area is going to get an overhaul in the next 10 years. So gentrification is something that I think about. I mean, this Rhino area is so cool because it has business leaders and artists coming together, sitting at the decision-making tables together. Well, how are the artists going to afford to live in that area of town? And so we have some real challenges ahead. We're growing at a fast clip here in the city. And if we continue to grow like this, I mean, you're going to see some very congested streets. And so Brighton is our vision of what we want to see our streets look like in the future.